So I would say MVP tune-ups, we don't have a set rule. It'll depend on the time of year, but I would say a couple times a week they're making some outbounds for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What we would call goal dusting, which I think is Sonia's term, I believe, or Missy. Anyways,
It's been around.
yeah, it's been around. That we actually have a separate person. So we have a former CSR that's, I think I mentioned him earlier, that he's going to be a full-time salesperson, but he currently does our inside sales, which would be our goal dusting.
That's great.
So he stays on that sort of daily, whatever there is to follow up on, he stays on it.
So explain for people that don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Goal dusting is for you guys.
Yeah. So for us, that basically means if we go to a customer's house, we expect our technicians to make recommendations when they're there. And if the customer doesn't go ahead but shows some interest, we will call them to follow up. So sometimes it's my spouse isn't home. Sometimes it's I need to think about it, whatever. We had just switched CRMs. And so now there's a lot more tracking built into our software that will help us for that. So to this point, we have not called to follow up on every open lead. We've called to follow up on ones where our technicians say, hey, this customer was interested in this. Could you follow up? And
Sure.
Yep.
What's that phone call look like for that gentleman then?
Really just that. Just, hey, this is...
So not too aggressive.
No, not at all. And, we'll keep calling them until they tell us they're not interested, but we're not going to badger them.
Yeah.
But it really, I think you need to view that as you're doing a service to that customer because they really do want the service. They just needed a chance to think about it or whatever.